Hi, my name is Justin Nielsen, and today I will be going over my research paper about whistleblowing. My paper seeks to show the reader that it is people that are key to increasing whistleblowing, and not added legislation. To show this, my paper takes a series of steps. The first step is to show what whistleblowing is and why it is important. The second is to show what society has done judiciously to increase whistleblowing. And third is to show some of the reasons that people don't want to blow the whistle. Now, for the first one, a whistleblower is an employee or official who blows the whistle on corruption, felony, or other wrongdoing, close quote. This definition implies that the people have some sort of insider information because they are an employee or official of that organization. Now, the purpose of whistleblowing is actually quite simple. It is to protect people and their rights, such as the investor's right to have transparent information from the businesses in which he wishes to invest. Now to the second step of my paper. The second step tries to go into the different types of legislation that have been enacted to help whistleblowing increase. Although there are a myriad of different ways and legislations, my paper goes into only 3 of them. The first one is the Employee Retirement Income Security Act, or ERISA, the Dodd-Frank Act of 2010, and external reporting channels. Now, external reporting channels are not an actual legislation, but a byproduct of the Dodd-Frank Act. So for the first one, the Employee Retirement Income Security Act was enacted because regular businesses were not held to the same standards as major pension funds. Now, the major section in here is Section 510, which prevents retaliation against whistleblowers who come forward with any knowledge about health or retirement plan fraud. As for the second one, the Dodd-Frank Act, Congress enacted this to incentivize and protect people, so that way, quote, to prevent many of the abuses that caused the financial crisis, end quote. In addition to providing protection to the whistleblowers, this act also helps them, incentivize them to whistleblow by getting a portion of the money that is recovered due to the fraud. Now for step 3, external reporting channels. Because the Dodd-Frank Act requires that public companies have an effective whistleblowing program in place, external reporting channels came into being because businesses needed to look outside of themselves to be able to have an effective way very quickly to be able to perform this. And external reporting channels are better in 3 different ways. First, they're more anonymous. The second, people feel more comfortable talking to them than their own company, especially if their company might be the one committing the illegal act. And the third one is specialization breeds usefulness. Since they're specializing in that, is usually more effective than the internal ones. Now, despite all the legislation that has passed, a lot of times the whistle is still not being blown. Now, there are a couple different reasons for this. The first one is lack of trust. The second one is fear of loss or retaliation. For the first one, it is a major inhibitor of blowing the whistle, and Rob Kvickless, HR Vice President for Waste Management, said it best. Without trust, I'm not sure the best system, the best process, or the best communication in the world is going to get you a lot of information. Simply put, if they don't trust management, they're not going to trust the system. Now for the second one, fear of retaliation and or loss, there are many different ways that people are retaliating against whistleblowers to make them afraid. They are, or some of them, but not limited to, being ignored or treated differently by supervisors, being ignored or treated differently by employees, being skipped over for promotions or raises, being verbally abused by supervisors and or managers, and sometimes even physical harm. Now, even though all of this is the case, will whistleblowing become any easier? Even though there are ways judiciously to help increase it? No, I don't think that it will ever be easy. It takes a lot of energy and effort to stand against others and to have moral courage. But there is hope. People are the key. People can rise above their situations. They can rise above their circumstances and mentalities. And even though the laws may be a little confusing and whatnot, they can still do what is necessary, and they have the power. That's why people are key, and not added legislation.